And welcome everybody to the show. There's nobody watching.
That's alright, all the cool kids are here. Elle Shack, coming live from the other end of the world. It's early in the morning here, just clocking over that midnight. And I'm sure all the fans are going to come out once they know that the Shack is back in the house.
It's not to be missed. You can't afford to miss it. What else are you going to do?
This is a one-time only deal, guys. This is it. I've had my nana nap this afternoon and I'm ready to roll and absolutely butcher the pronunciation of names from both players on both sides. It's going to be great.
Well, in fairness to you, it's after midnight in Australia where you're joining us, and that's just how much you love Windmill.
It's true. I'm wearing not all my Windmill merchandise because I have far too much to wear all at once. Even though it is cold here, that would still be excessive. But I brought out the high vis just in case anyone was missing, couldn't see me from over the other side of the world. Now no one can miss me in this bad boy.
Well, this may surprise you, but I still miss you terribly.
Oh, thank you. I miss you too. Love fest and no one knows because it's just you and me. And
Well,
our
it's
ever
fine.
watching Milan.
Which is a wonderful, wonderful thing. So we're going to watch today the 2018 mixed final. This one was absolutely spicy. Everybody expected GRUT to make their way through the tournament. This is their home tournament. They always like to defend their grounds when they get the opportunity to. They were battling people. They had an unbelievable semi-final against Hashlika Erdvik. And then opposite them, SALASPILS, a little bit more unexpected. Kind of coming out of Eastern Europe, coming out of Latvia. A lot of people didn't know too much about them, had heard little rumors, seen some examples of the guys being great. They were certainly known on the eastern side of Europe, but they really showed how fantastic they are, both in terms of their athleticism, as well as how tight-knit they are. Because both these teams are quite similar. Young groups of friends, started playing together in school, really know each other inside out, and just are able to put up plays like that shot to open the game, which surprised a lot of people. It was Lauco sending it to Ben. Bit of a surprising drop to open it up.
Yeah, that's got the crowd excited, ready for some action and sign of things to come here from the young SALASPILS squad that was made up from, I think, not normally playing as a mixed cohort, but came together for this and future tournaments after this Windmill in 2018.
You're very right. Like they said, even come to this. There's the brilliant steal swinging through straight away. And you saw GRUT immediately putting on so much pressure. That's, of course, the famous floor. And making a great cut for the first score.
That's right. And there it is. That was the little warm-up they had there before, just testing the waters, and then had a second bite of that cherry and converted for the first score of the game.
And at the start here, just thinking, okay, this could be a little bit of trouble. You saw it was uncharacteristic for Ben to drop that shot, but you saw how easily he got free. And then the amount of pressure the GRUT defense was able to put on SALASPILS almost straight away, just locking down their options and trying to cut them off. It was a little bit concerning, but there's still plenty of time to go in the game. As you see, the great shot from Jan Jansen.
And just great, stretching long go-go gadget arms there. I don't know how our arms got the extended length, but I wish I had that advantage, being a shorter type person.
There's a lot of things about Flora's game that I wish I had, you know? The shots, the athleticism, the bravery, the composure, playing at the highest levels that are possible, and performing well. As we see SALASPILS coming back on their 0 point, setting up and looking at what they can do. They have plenty of really impressive young talent, like Arvids.
That's right. That one there with the disc and the red hat, who just did that beautiful pull down, is definitely one of the most exciting players on their squad. Got a lot of the disc at the time, and as you can see, well executed throw there.
I didn't want to say Orlovsky's name straight away, One, because he's got a huge ego and there's no need to feed it. And two, because I didn't want to say it wrong. So it's Arvidzanis. I'm going to get it wrong anyway. Arvidzanis Orlovskis. He had just graduated high school and he's playing this tournament, working in a Nike store. The shot down there to Igor Minovs, who's, I believe, was 27. When this tournament happens, almost 10 years older. Heating engineer, but an absolute beast for SALASPILS. Minov's one of the long-standing players who've been playing together with these guys for 10 plus years at this point.
Yeah, definitely the GRUT team back in 2018 had been training a lot together, getting a lot of experience, and they were just seamless. Seeing when the SALASPILS players less time together, but definitely had a lot of skills as individuals. And I think any slip-ups that we tended to see were either due to the incredible pressure from GRUT or just a lack of cohesion early on in the game.
I forgot how many deep shots this game opened up with. Just so many, one after another.
So many. I got a sore neck from just looking, just like bad tennis.
You love to see it, though.
I do. It's always good to do some stretches while we're commentating, so it was enjoyable. And definitely kept the crowd guessing, not knowing who it was and is going to take this game. And I actually can't remember who won, so it's all good for me. So it is very exciting.
Excellent. That's Niels Boone with the disc. I believe it is anyway. I hope I'm getting that right. And he really had a big tournament coming out here and doing some impressive stuff and kind of stepping up and becoming one of the big players for GRUT and showing what he has. You can see how patient they are. They just work it so much. Big athletic plays come from SALASPILS, but GRUT just take their time. They were at the opposite front corner of the end zone. This whole play started with a huck, and then they just play reset and doing those drills outside the front of the end zone. So much composure. Until Janssen
I tried to trap them there on the sideline, but GRUT able to get a little bit of space to get off that pass there and to bring the scores. I don't think they were level. I think we maybe are at 2-1, but
no, yeah, that was GRUT to go up 2-1.
Cool,
but
thank you.
Just that composure as they're swinging it across. They went all the way across from one side of the pitch to the other. As here we're going to see is that Lauko van der Wieden putting up the big shot down to Walt Janssen. Takes it under pressure.
Yeah.
Not an easy catch. And Bernans can really. That's Yanis Bernans, real veteran despite his young age. I think he was 21 when this tournament played, maybe a little older. But really impressive. And you can see, of course, Floor just finishing it off. Because how are you going to contain Floor? How are you going to do it? You only do it for so long.
That's all right. I think that's their second score for the game already. I think that she was our Go-Go Gadget arms from earlier, the very long reach.
Collecting the pass from, was it Jan? Jan Janssen? Might have been Menard.
Yeah.
So that's Arvid's Janis Orlovskis, who's making his way to the middle of the pitch. Yerd on him, Yerd Ates. Big fan of Yerd. Grandpa on the GRUT team, despite not being that old.
I was going to say, I remember us watching at Beach Worlds in Royan, the Netherlands team that had someone, I think, well in the 60s was playing on their Masters team there. So they do play for a long time in the Netherlands.
It's all that healthy eating that they do. So you see the massive sky from Arvid Orlovskis. And that's just the kind of trust that they have there. Oh, this young lad's going to go get it. He's not afraid of the moment, doing the little dances, all of that kind of stuff. I love to see that kind of stuff out of young players when they're that hyped, when they're that into it. Put it up for them. Make them earn it. And especially when Yerd is more of like a handler defender, and he is phenomenal in that role, but that's exactly what you have to do against him. Pull him deep. It's never going to be easy with Lola floating around, but great positioning. And they just have that kind of faith. It's just so much big athletic plays that SALASPILS relied on all tournament long and just tearing them down over and over again. You said something earlier on where SALASPILS didn't have as much time to play together as GRUT did. And not perhaps as a club, like they are effectively the Open and Women's champions, the two clubs there, SALASPILS, playing together here. But they have been playing alongside each other for just as long, if not longer, than a lot of these recruit players. So there was that intuitive knowledge of what they were going to do, that link that they all had with each other. It was, like you say, they didn't have as much time on the pitch to shape it. And I think that bears out more and more as we go through this game. Although I don't want to talk too much about the ending, because like you said, you don't remember it.
That's all right. No spoilers, please. It's coming up fresh for me. Still can't remember much. I believe this wasn't the year of torrential downpours. It may have been the year just before that, but I definitely remember this was a great match, and I was very privileged to call it with you at the time for the finals. In front of a bumper crowd.
Van der Ven so frequently is the start of their offense. And it's just so useful to have that kind of a foundation. I remember somebody was talking, it was like an American coach. Oh, it's a huge shot all the way down.
Oh, what a take. Under pressure there. And great sportsmanship there. Just checking, just making sure the opposition's all right when they landed awkwardly on the ground. Excellent spirit.
It is. But I mean, if you're gonna destroy someone like that, it's only right that you then make sure they're okay and you check on them. Like, that was a spicy throw, but that's exactly what I was talking about with the shot to Orlovskis before this. They know each other so well. They have so much faith. They're like, yeah, I can put up a floaty pass to the end zone. Floor basically has a step. It doesn't matter how good the defender is.
Just worked her under the disc a little bit. It just got herself in a better position then. It was excellent read of the disc.
Really impressive grab.
And that, I think, is then her third for the game already. With only 12 minutes in, so SALASPILS team will be looking to try to shut her down and keep her out of the game because she's danger.
I mean, it's very. It is, but like, how are you gonna actually do that compared to saying it? Like, they have Lasma Kublika on that play, who's a phenomenal defender, and even then, just taking it from above her. So we see SALASPILS looking to respond. Big time. Oh.
Just dropped it there as it hit the ground.
Those are the kind of nerves that you can really feel settling in these moments for the slightly less experienced team. Nick Koemans with the disc. So smooth. No damn really plays nearly everything.
All right, good patience here from GRUT, just looking for the opening, working around on this. Big pressure from SALASPILS on the disc. Really trying to shut down those options downfield.
Just shaking it. Yeah. It's worth it. You got to try it.
He's a flustered chicken. Here he goes. I have been wrangling my chickens recently, so that's probably why that came to mind.
But he's not even stopping the brakes, though. That's the problem. And then they just wind up with all this space.
Just a lot of feathers, all right? It doesn't do anything. But
chickens can't fly. They can just flap.
Yeah.
Trying to force it in, though.
And a nice knockdown D there. Not in his house.
It's so typical. You work so well, so patient all around the pitch. You get to that final throw. Here's another huge shot out of SALASPILS. They only wanted one thing. Big defensive effort.
Didn't catch it there on the sideline. Wasn't expecting to be involved in the game. I don't know if you've got their name there on the list of players. The poor spectator.
No, I don't.
Trying to get a stat on the board. And no.
Do you think that was gratuitous? Do you think that was coming back in? I would say you had to go for the layout block. You do?
Yeah.
And I respect JP for doing it. Respect the hell out of him for doing it. I'm wondering.
SALASPILS looking to make quick work of this and get the pressure immediately back on O's. Now they have the disc dangerously close again towards the very edge of that end zone.
Big grab though. Tries to get back to Gusars. Oh, that's Arvids. Couldn't even tell from this far away.
Oh no, that is. Oh,
you can see how much the wind is going. You can see how strong it was from that cone right next to the disc.
That's right. I'm surprised the ponytail didn't blow out horizontally behind her head. It's so windy down there. It's rainy here. I don't know what the conditions like where you're playing.
It's actually okay. But
winter
you see how
is
tough
upon
it
you.
is to just get out of that situation. Just on the edge of nowhere, you know? Just outside of reason.
Oh, nice. Mine's just, straight up. Good, thank you. No funny business with my location there. It doesn't say the best city in the world, but it will soon.
And remember, the reason why we're doing this and the reason why we're putting on all the stuff for the digital Windmill event that's happening this weekend as the game restarts with the cheekiest of high release flicks. Didn't come out looking too pretty, but you know, it didn't really need to. Got to where it wanted to go. It's Niklaus
Right.
Schnitzes.
Crude but effective.
Aye. They all count. But like we were saying, let's have another look. I mean, it comes out pretty smooth. Schnepkes has to be strong.
Wasn't the worst
Lots of
one I've
pressure coming
seen.
in. It releases so wobbly. When you got
Yes,
someone
it's
like
a bit
Jared
of a
in those
midway.
tight situations, yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
It worked.
was
It
alright.
worked, and that's the important thing.
I mean, would I like to be able to do it? Yes, of course.
Yeah, that's fair. I'd also like to be able to do that.
Yeah.
But as we were saying, remember to sign up and become an ULTI.TV member. There'll be plenty of rewards, along with the just general feeling of goodness you get as a reward for supporting Ultimate and helping spread its coverage and get more people aware. It's a fantastic party plan tonight as well, DJ Tom Styles. And there's going to be a game show on just before that where you can win real prizes if you're an ULTI.TV member. So sign up, come and join us. It's going to be a fantastic evening all round. If you're listening to this after the fact, and I'm speaking to you from the past.
But watching something from the past, again in the past, does it cancel out and make it?
Oh, wow, that's kind of double. That counts as
Yeah,
studying history, effectively. This is an academic endeavor that we're currently on.
Well.
Exactly. But you can still, in a very practical way, consider this your homework, sign up for ULTI.TV. Hopefully we've grown since this went out. But we could always use your help to do it even more. That could be a critical turnover. Remember how windy it is. The wind is blowing from the right to the left. And this
It was
presents
dusty.
Boo with an opportunity to send it the other way and only have to go half the pitch.
No, there's probably the band there cranking out the tunes at the finals, reliving the atmosphere.
I should be getting drunk and high if I really want to be reliving the atmosphere.
I was just thinking I should have got some Fritz and mayo. Like, it's just not the same, the mayo here. I don't know what they're putting it over there, but
Great poach block by Floor. And Bernan's showing off just how great a thrower he is. Putting that up into the wind, smooth. With great speed from Floor, reading the play, getting there.
oh, a nice cross pass there, gaining some space and widening up to field down to move that disc quickly. A one-on-one competition. Will it stay in? Oh, very nice catch there. Accidental contact there, and she cannot help but be happy with that.
Classic connection as well. Floor sending it down there to Anne Menards.
Story as old as time.
Well, it's not that old. They're very young still.
It's as old
Even
as
this 3 years after.
2018.
Yeah, they've been doing it for about like a good few years before that, but
Oh, okay.
not
Could be
too much. Like maybe 2, 3.
story.
Yeah, 6, 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Time might go back a little further than that.
Getting higher every time you say a number, so maybe I was right.
Maybe it goes back as far as eternity. And this will live for eternity. Look at that, just so smooth. And it was a small window. I mean, plenty of pressure from
That's
Natalia
right.
Corso.
Hot on the heels to catch that disc under pressure there, bringing the score to 1-up to GRUT. I'm out of practice, all right. Apologies to our Dutch-speaking fans out there. That was
all I can remember is GRUT from it being said to me over and over again.
Oh, well done. That's quite good.
GRUT. Well, they just said, like, GRUT themselves have said to me so many times, and I know for a fact I'm pronouncing their names wrong. But they can just, it's been 3 years, and it's been so long since I've got to see
And
Frisbee
they
in person.
didn't. They never call. So this is on you guys.
Oh,
How are we meant to
they're
remember how to say your name if you never call us? Just because
It's a great
I'm in
point.
the future. Oh, and I
Huge
love
shot
it
down,
when
Gilles
can't-
Morlovskis. Too much on it.
Bit of spice on that meatball. Could not catch that.
Something that was really cool to see about the SALASPILS team is the way they could athletically match up across the board, men and women. Something GRUT tended to have was an advantage in that their boys and girls were both at such an elite level that when they were going up against other teams, you'd find other mixed teams in Europe, especially
Oh,
3-4
superly even
years ago.
spread.
Yeah, as a comparison, like they'd be more top
sports
heavy.
skills here. Classic kid. The old football and soccer ball, depending on where you're from. And probably something else in Dutch. And maybe even in Latvia. I don't know if it's a universal word.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I know surfboard is, so maybe it's like that. But what is universal is definitely ultimate. And we see GRUT trying to work it back in under big pressure there on the disc. Just working it, trying to get some distance downfield. Happy to keep possession.
Well, the wind plays its part as the 8th defender. Makes it a lot harder to take on those longer undershots.
That was beautiful. I missed that. And here we go as we lose our backing music, and now it's just you and me and our fans here in the stands. Oh, as the new track drops, here we go. Working it across. I don't mind the music. I think maybe we should try to do this live. Oh,
Just have backing tracks. You can see how much they're having to work, just going left to right over and over again. With cutters going tirelessly. And they can only get so free, and with the wind as well, they can't really trust themselves to be able to put some things up into the air to hang. SALASPILS get the opportunity to come back at it with a huge hammer! Oh, I forgot about that.
And I remember that moment. Don't mind me. I'll just do a little bit of celebration over here. Yeah, it was a nice goal. And that adds to confusion there. I did remember the fact of the 2 red and white hats. I had a lot of issues on the day getting excited about the one person who was just doing the work of 2, but it was 2 people.
Yes, number 10, Nikolav Schnetskis. Oh, he didn't throw that. Hussars threw that.
And
just to give a little bit of... Hussars was in the green hat. So there's a few different hats going around. But he is, because I want to give him a bit of love, the brain behind SALASPILS Frisbee Club. He comes up with the tactics, plays a lot in their D-line generally. But he's in this role as well, maybe because he has a bit more experience at the higher levels. He was taking on the daring, the handler role, putting up a lot of the throws, being really central in their offense, and being able to pop out a few things like that as well.
I know, on the sideline, pressure on. Beautiful crossfield hammer. And
I love
SALASPILS bringing the scores. It was great.
That to me is the
all
kind
day.
of throws. You what?
I could watch that one all day. I enjoyed that.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Those are windmill throws to me. The kind that you see in the windmill final. And maybe because I'm just thinking about certain Swiss people who you're quite well acquainted with. But it's not just them. People need to bust out these hammers, these scoobers, these overheads in the windmill final. Just play it for the crowd. You got to show off them. You got to give them a bit of love.
Wow, low throw there. Difficult to catch down at the shin bone. Got a piece of the disc, but wasn't able to control it.
But that was the thing. The defense forced them to be so precise. And it's incredibly difficult to be that precise. Even harder to do it going up into the wind. Picking up the disc, a penis. A penis?
Strong hands. Beg your pardon?
What? No, I didn't say that. That's not his name.
Oh, and then turn over again.
Nice little
both
run
sides
through
quickly.
Oh,
just checking the disc there. Did get put down quite forcibly to stop the movement, I feel.
Is that our Milan there in the bottom left corner?
It is.
It's gone now.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone.
He doesn't like to be on the camera much, but he's always somewhere lurking like a gherkin. There he is again.
I love a good lurking gherkin.
They're great.
I think they're fantastic. Some people don't enjoy them so much in burgers, but I think they're absolutely fantastic.
Oh my goodness. No, definitely. And just talk amongst yourselves as we tried it. You would think there would be enough discs out there in the crowd for someone to have one suitable. But no one willing to get the disc that may end up in lost property.
That's actually very true.
No.
You're going to lose stuff at Windmill, along with your discs or maybe your sleeping bag, your dignity. It's a messy place.
Dignity. Yep, nice.
Smooth,
interesting our minds both went there. I lost my voice, so that was great.
Oh, I've lost my voice many a time. It's a wild weekend, and it's something that we're all desperately looking forward to coming back next year. Goodness. This is like methadone.
It is. Well, do we mention I've had my first dose of the vaccine?
Oh, very nice. I had my first dose this week as well.
Nice, very nice.
Janssen to Van der Wieden to Urt. 3 talismans of the GRUT male roster. Starting off with Bloom as well. Just smooth. That's years of playing together, knowing exactly what you're doing. How do you stop it? You can't really stop it.
Under pressure.
Pushing down on me.
I was going to sing a song, but I think he's just an Australian person. You would know him because it's Farnsey, the You're the Voice guy, but I don't feel anyone out of Australia knows any other songs from
Well, no one's going to learn them if you don't start singing them. But we'll leave it for another break in play. You look up those lyrics. I look forward to it. Orlaskis,
I don't need to look them up.
Oh, very promising.
I know the lyrics. It's all right.
Not a whole lot of cotton going downfield for SALASPILS until this moment. Beautiful play. Big time run. The immediate shot. You love to see it.
What a take.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want to say, and it has been a while, is it Astra? Was she involved there? I feel that's one of the names I know, and I probably have said it wrong.
Lasma Kublaka. It's number 8.
Kublaka. Yeah, Kublaka.
He is phenomenal. So here's Gusars. She makes the huge downfield cut coming back for massive gains and no hesitation. Just boom. Kublaka's getting it down the line to Montepaduma. Both out of Latvia. Both been playing over 10 years. Know each other inside and out. And that's kind of like that Lola Dam, Fleur Colert, Jan Janssen connection. They just know each other so well. Putting it all out there. This was a fantastic
chilly time
match.
there. It was. I was like, I'm so excited. This is good. The adrenaline is keeping me awake, people. We're well into the eve.
I keep forgetting about that. I'm going to have to try and keep it pumped.
No, that's all right. I'm well hydrated, so after a while, the toilet break will definitely keep me just like a long drive. I don't know if you guys know what that is, because you.
What a long drive is? I do live on a small island.
Yeah, like, can you drive from the top to the bottom?
You can. You could do it in a day. On both of the islands I've lived on.
That's crazy. I drove for a day. I'm still in my own state.
Yeah, you live on a giant desert in the middle of the ocean. Like, it's not right.
That's an island. That's where islands are. They're normally in the ocean. That's
well, everything's technically in the ocean as we see a huge shot downfield. A big defensive play. You love to see the help defense coming through. I think
that's right. It was well covered there that day.
No. What?
A lot of people there willing to do the defense on that. Just someone took it out of the question.
You gotta do the deed. Huge defense, both from Kublaka, because that Kublaka-Kolertz matchup was fantastic all game long, and then great help defense out of Tom Albertinch. They start going the opposite direction. Still haven't seen an upwind point scored. Now that is a hell of a throw.
And that's what we were all waiting for.
Fleur against Dorvin. Oh, you gotta respect her for being able to keep pace, but just the height advantage, and he takes it down. Big time score in this game.
So that's when we started to feel the momentum start to shift there with that upwind point, and you can see the confidence. And they are super pumped about that upwind goal.
2 fantastic throws. And the book ends to an extent for Albertinch with the great D downfield and then getting that big time hook. Putting it up straight away. And remember, you can help make more Ultimate coverage happen. It's all going to come back next year. All the tournaments, all the joy, all the camaraderie. And we want to make sure that we're able to record it, help share it with the people who aren't there at each of the events, help keep it on documents. We can do things like this. We can go back and watch some of the greatest games that have ever happened. These moments in history. As we continue to create more history of our sport, it's important we don't lose the rest of it. So become an ULTI.TV member. Help us to expand coverage of Ultimate, help share more of what we all love. ULTI.TV. Plus, you can win some prizes tonight at the game show if you're a member, as well as the big dance party with DJ Tom Styles.
Is that how he says his DJ name?
That's how we say it in Limerick, anyway. DJ Tom Styles.
Oh, really?
Limerick City. I wore my Pelt jersey yesterday, but I was very busy today, so there's
very nice. Represents. We've got my Italian sticker there on the old drink bottle.
Nice.
And the students at school always say, "Oh, are you Italian, miss?" I say, "Yeah, you can tell by my really Italian accent that I have."
Exactly. That's the first thing I thought when I met you. I went, "What is up with this really Italian-sounding person? She's very white to be from Italy."
Hey, man. I have the more the English rose glow than a tanned situation here. So here we go. The disc is just going a little bit of that kid with a soccer ball again.
It's a great message. It's a great message. Nobody needs balls. Wait.
I did not think that's what that message was about. But yeah, I see to get a disc now. Could not see it before.
The hope of every prepubescent male.
I thought it was a puberty reference. I couldn't see the little get a disc bit, but now I'm back on board. I thought that was a very strange message, but now, yes, correct. We encourage all exercise, but definitely you got your disc, you're ready to go.
Jensen. It was. It's hard to remember just how abrasive the elements were on this day. There's a photo of me, and my hair is just all over the shop in the wind.
It's a bit like mine tonight. Mine's kind of controlled in curl form, but definitely on the day I was glad I had a beanie to try and control the tresses. Otherwise, I would look like Medusa.
Not altogether a bad thing.
Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Huge shot from Bernans. And it's perfect, right to the back corner. Such a good player. The first time I actually met Arvid Orlovskis,
have you met him? I've never met him.
Oh yeah, I met him a few times. I met him at the Euros, I think it was 2017, and Yanis Bernans was coaching the Latvian national team, and he was playing with them at the time. It was their under-19s team, I think, and I didn't realize how young Yanis was. He would have been 20 coaching the under-19s.
Oh my goodness, yeah. But
at the same time, so much experience, so much composure. Absolutely lovely dude as well. Really big fan of him. Apparently, one time Justin Ford called him Johnny the Callahan. But yeah. He's all, in 2018, he was 21 at this tournament, and he was the president of the Latvian Frisbee Federation.
Oh, that's a young rise to power. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness. He may well turn out to be the grandfather of Latvian Ultimate in a few years at that rate.
He was basically the godfather at this point. As we see, this was kind of what we all expected after SALASPILS got the upwind point. You really had to cash it in. It was a great shot. But this was where it's like, okay, so how are things going to develop from here? Are GRUT going to be able to just punch this in and come back into it? Or SALASPILS maybe take half and things get real spicy? Huge shot going up.
Oh. And
just too far, not taking enough of the wind into account.
Again, the current crowd will be happy that that kid has, yes, got the disc in his hands.
Having the time of his
running
life.
away from it. He enjoyed that moment much more than the soccer ball. And we see now GRUT definitely wanting to pin this in and get a turn nice and close to their end zone.
And the penis calls for a timeout. Just needs to take a little bit of a break. Maybe working a bit too hard. Doesn't want to go too raw too early.
Yeah, and I don't wear it out.
You really
so
should.
See here.
Dangerous.
That could have been a strategic one there, just wanting to make sure that they don't get trapped on their right in front of the end zone for GRUT, but also gives chance for defense to have a break and make sure their legs are fresh and ready to go and put that pressure on straight away. So an interesting call for that timeout there. We'll see how it pans out for them. As I said already, this is all fresh for me because I can't remember.
Which I'm not going to ruin anything for you as we see another huge shot from our
Don't ruin it for me.
Who's it?
I'm just seeing some highlights here, the lead up, and then up and over the goal. Yeah, missed out on the goal bit. That's one of my favourite bits. That's all right. And this beautiful straightaway continuation.
So quick.
All right, timeout. Over. Everyone getting set up. Be very interested to see how GRUT goes in getting this pressure on and whether they will get the turn right in front of their end zone.
It's a long way for SALASPILS to go with the wind blowing right in their face. They do have some people they trust to take those hawks. Big shutdowns on the undercuts, which is fantastic. For the pick call and sent back.
Was about to question how he got so free, but that pick call suggesting that there was a bit of a interference in the flow. And they'll set take two. Get ready for the action call. I think we should try to do some lip syncing here. He's probably asking.
I don't speak Dutch. How could I do lip syncing in a language I don't understand?
If we both do it, it's double Dutch. Hell.
Hey,
is that like tipping?
Big time shot. Look at that throw. So windy. Brilliantly
nice
scooped
catch
up.
behind the pack. Oh, and the call's been made down the field. There was a little bit of argy-pargy. So foul. Back over there. Is that Nina? I couldn't see.
Well, that's
just watch this again. In this pack, she gets the spills behind the play, but in the pack, there's a bit of a. I feel like he pushed over his own player, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there.
That was Natalia Kurasova, and she sent it down to Santa Monjica. Santa Monjica, wicked fast. Kurasova was actually a pickup player from the Lithuanian team. Dropped that smile. Just gonna give a bit of love to the Lithuanian ultimate scene. Kind of get overlooked sometimes. They've got some fantastic players, especially some young ones on the rise. Eastern European ultimate really coming up big before COVID happened, or it was certainly starting to emerge more and more. There's so many great clubs coming out of that part, which maybe it was just they'd always been there and I'd never known too much about it because I was way on the other side of the continent. But
getting a lot more access also to the bigger tournaments, which was excellent to see, and just improve the level of the quality in the competitions, as you can see here. I feel we're watching possibly that replay yet again. Just working out whether the... Yeah, I think it was just contested, so they're still... I don't know why if it's contested, they're still contesting and discussing, but just, I guess, working out where players should be at the time where the disc was there.
The Kurasova. She's going to be the furthest back. Santa was further downfield of her. She must be just out of shot because she'd gone up for the hook originally and it just kept going.
Yeah, but oh well.
Oh,
Ooh,
was that collected back in? Was he inbound? Ooh, tense moment.
ooh, and a little bit of
Oh,
injury. This is just
yeah.
this game had it all. Definitely got landed right on the back as he took that diving catch there. Obviously, I would say not at all intentional by the group player, just momentum taking him forward.
They're
As
showing off
he
there.
contested that disc. Eyes only for the disc, and unfortunately then the slow-mo makes it look a lot worse than it is in real time.
Does it?
Looking
Or does it reveal how bad it was?
I don't know, but it looks, yeah. But it looks like he could have
Jared
stopped.
taking him
because it
out
was
as he
so
always
slow.
does.
Definitely,
That's
the
not
slow-mo was not his friend there, but it was unintentional. Eyes purely for the disc. And now SALASPILS right in the front of their end zone, working it.
And this is one of those situations where you would just be so disappointed to let it go by, and they didn't. Lasers it through.
So player
Huge
just running a spare. Did a little bit of poach there on the other corner, but instead threads the needle. Gets another upwind point.
I want to confirm the score of that point first.
It's
Not
gotta-
Tinch
it's gotta-
was the one who got injured just trying to score it on the goal line just beforehand.
That's right.
Through everybody, just about. Has to be right now.
That's right. So Lorcan, you know what you crave more than anything else?
Cocaine.
I thought it was going to be more ultimate.
Oh no, yes, it is. It is more ultimate. I crave more ultimate more than anything else.
Well, have I got the place for you? ULTI.TV
Yes.
with maybe .TV. Sometimes I don't say the dot, but it's there. If you sign up, you can satisfy that ultimate craving.
And it's a deep
And
craving. It really gets its fingernails into you, like it digs in, and then all you want to do
And
more
probably
ultimate.
listen to yourself, because let's be honest, Lorcan, we all know that's up there with obviously your cocaine and ultimate craving.
It's either one. But yes, if you sign up for ULTI.TV, you will have access to far more ultimate now, from the past, and in the future. We'll be covering as much as we can, and you need to get on board with this train as soon as possible. Just going through some quick highlights of the half, and then we'll skip through straight to the second half, because we do not have to wait for everybody to get refreshed this time around. But some big time shots. All of these are downwind, which, you know, you're expecting a lot more hucks when there is this kind of a strong wind for the game, but it still takes a lot to pull them off, especially that kind of accuracy and the kind of athletic pursuit that you're going to be under when going up against either of these teams.
Yeah, definitely. Most of the big huts were still to one-on-one contest at least. So none of them were just for a poached player with easy pickings. Definitely pressured catches, almost every single one. Oh, and that beautiful one from the sideline. Oh,
sorry.
thank you.
And there's my man, Giannis Bernans. Oh, beautiful. I do that sometimes as well, where a disc is coming in and you jump as if you're going to pancake it, as they just about got away with that one. You jump to pancake it, but it comes in too high and you have to catch it like that.
Oh, that's all right. I forgive you. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
All right, so
it's all I ever want.
I don't know if I absolve. I feel that's not the right word, but there's some of my free speed characters there. Oh, working the crowd, because they are, of course, hammer buddies.
I mean, you've got stuff. You've got stuff for the hammer buddies.
You guys. Oh, Luca. Working the crowd there.
So
Shooting
something
the
I thought,
breeze.
as he is, always talking to people. Something I thought was interesting about this game as a test for SALASPILS is they do train pretty consistently 3 times a week, basically all year round, but they live in Latvia. So a lot of that training's indoors. It's, the long autumn and winter, it's very cold. So most of the play they do is indoors. When they come to tournaments like this, especially when it's kind of earlier in the season, and they're having to go up against such big elemental factors, it was really impressive to see them deal with it so well. Come out and just take it to GRUT on their home ground, take half up 2 breaks, which was the big thing. So they broke them upwind twice, and putting them in a really strong position to go forward. And seeing as you don't know what happens next, and I don't want to accidentally give it away, how do you think this is going right now?
I can't remember. I think GRUT wins, but I kind of wanted SALASPILS to win the whole time. So, what are you wrestling with there, mate? Jeez Louise. They were very crackling. I would never go to the movies with you. Outrageous. And you might have seen there again, Orlovsky, I'm going to say. That might be close to what it was. Just, instead of having a break in halftime, enjoys and participates in the pool competition, as you do. And a shout out to my friend at our Nationals in our very first game, who in our halftime decided to try to do a layout and broke their collarbone.
Well, that's the thing about ego, You will be hoisted by your own petard.
Super unpopular move here as we come back for the second half. Do not adjust your screens. You are seeing this happening live. That's definitely how the players moved. I remember that.
It was a strange time warp. It freaked us out. You can't hear our commentary at the time, but we were freaking out.
So
I thought the mushrooms had
It was the blurst of times. That's how I remember it.
The blurst of times.
That's what that means. That's what blurst is, when people walk forwards and backwards awkwardly.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's an expression that maybe that's just an Australian thing. I don't know.
I think walking forwards and backwards unexpectedly happens to Australians more than most. As SALASPILS had the chance here to go up 4 points in the final, a huge margin, starting on offense in the perfect place. They did their job in the first half. It couldn't have gone better for them. And what about that for a finish?
I don't know how he ended up with that disc.
Just being big, being athletic, and being willing to go up and fight for it. That's Igor Minov's. I mentioned kind of earlier, he's a heating engineer. He's actually known on their team as Igikus or Prezi. I'm probably saying those wrong. But it's the Latvian for abs, because he has the best abs in the tournament. He also had 2 beautiful cats.
What a waste.
Well, that's the thing. No, go on. Keep sexually objectifying him.
Yeah. Wait. If your nickname's abs, you should be showing them.
That's true, actually.
It could be an ironic one, but he doesn't actually have good abs, one of
That'd
those
be so harsh. What, if you had an overweight friend and you called them abs? That's definitely fat shaming.
Hey, maybe his name's Abraham, but,
They're just shortening it to be cool. His name's not Abraham. His name is Igor Minov, but...
That's the translation, obviously. Come on. That's the Latvian to Australian translation. That's what I typed it in earlier. All right, GRUT working it back down now.
They're looking to find their feet again in this game.
They got to break this spree from SALASPILS, and quick. 2 reasons. 1, they need to catch up, and 2, it's well into my bedtime. So no pressure, GRUT. But
think of what they're doing. Think of how late they're making poor Elle stay up.
Oh, someone think of the children.
Think of the children. Huge shot all the way downfield. Perfectly read by Fleur.
And it calls back the will they retract? No, there's a lot of pointing. Yep, no. And look at that blade of grass. That was important. I remembered that blade of grass, and I'll never forgive them.
That dirty blade of grass getting in your way.
They're inspecting it now because they've heard about it. Thank you. I did comment on the working conditions.
So that's
Oh, cool. That's
Lauco
what
setting up the huge shot. I think he might have been looking for Walt originally, but doesn't get to him in the end.
Oh, no.
And a bit unfortunate for Santa Mojica, because they consider her probably the fastest girl on the team. She's half Latvian, half Romanian as well, and a big fan of butterflies and shiny things. But what I was really going to say is the fact that with her speed, that's why she was on floor, to try and keep up with her, to try and limit the damage she could do going deep. Because floor is going to damage you somewhere, you know?
All right. And we've got here. Oh, shout out, Willem.
Hey, Willem!
Really said your name really badly. Woo! Do you know how to say that name, Lorcan? Was I correct?
Well, Willem?
I said Willem, but is that right? I don't know. It could be Willem, like the W situation.
I think the real thing is it's Fred. And we're so thankful for you joining us as a member, and talk everybody else into doing it as well. It'll definitely be worth it. As you can see how much it meant to GRUT to get that score on and keeping their spirits up, celebrating.
All right. You do know everybody. And I also know that he's a big fan of those chips. Come on, Russell. And you see GRUT there trying to keep that fire in their bellies. Now they've got that goal that they needed to try and stop that momentum from SALASPILS. As we see here, the patience of the disc looking for the option. Nearly releasing that early, but controlling it. Right, potentially on the line. I can't actually remember which one of those is the end zone line. Lorcan, is it the front or the back one?
I'm pretty sure it was the front one.
Thank you. So it was right on the edge of the end zone, that goal. Windy, cold conditions sitting up in the scaffolding box. I've decided to replicate the cold but without the wind conditions here inside my house in winter down in the southern hemisphere, the best hemisphere, some might say. I just did.
I'd just like to momentarily, I'll defend myself from this in a second. I don't remember a whole lot of that tournament, but I wasn't drunk the whole time. I worked very hard in the sun.
Sometimes you were asleep.
Hey! Sometimes. Not a whole lot though, as we see SALASPILS working their way down. Ivans again with the disc.
Creating a big fan of air there with that pick just down the field. Or everyone just doing some workout. Yep, no. Pick was cold. Thought it might have been abs involved. I don't know.
Oh, you know what I remember from WCBU 2017? I remember those pizzas.
Was it? Do you mean 2018?
No. The
oh, you're just recollecting.
But you're right. We should focus on Windmill. Sorry, I should.
Tell us another story.
I'm starting to get hungry, and you won't let me eat my snacks because they rustle too loud.
Hey, you can eat your snacks, but just.
Oh, can I eat my snacks? Here's another score. As they let that one go.
Don't leave us. We'll talk about you some more. Where are you from? Tell us your story. Tell us a joke. I've got a couple of good ones. They're all pretty bad.
Tell us what you're looking forward to the most about Ultimate coming back. Because it's been
I
so
probably
long
won't be there for a while, sadly. But hopefully I can commentate maybe like this sometime. That would be cool. I'm happy to stay up late to do it. If I can still do commentary in some form. But probably just, when I do get to leave Australia and see other people, giving them the biggest hug. Oh, I love hugging, so that's been a hard thing. But in Perth, we're very fortunate, and in Australia that we haven't had too many restrictions. I know it's been super hard. I've been thinking of all my friends over there up in the top. Willem's just... Oh, Lorcan, I hope you do remember. Our close friend. I was at that thing as well. That's rude. Do you remember me? That's awkward. As Lorcan takes a moment to reflect on 2017, the year that was, and we see GRUT working the disc back down, trying to catch up again. SALASPILS, as they've extended the lead from 2 from earlier on to a big lead of 4 points ahead of GRUT.
And you have to say, surprising lead. No one really saw that coming, as well as nobody really reading that quite well. Going all the way down the pitch for the score to the eagerly and joyfully awaiting hands of Anne Menard.
That's right. Now I am remembering. I was not even quietly confident. I thought that SALASPILS had it in them to do this. And I was
like that
very
at the time.
cocky at this stage. I was like, yeah, this is happening. These guys, the ragtag bunch, come together. And then, yeah, now I do think I remember the end of this game. But I'll still be confident and be like, yeah, I knew it. These guys have got it in the bag. GRUT did well for that little goal, but hey, it's still 3 points. And that's a big difference in Ultimate. So we reached the possibly 55-minute-ish mark of the game, and I think it was it 80 minutes or 90 minutes that year? Do you remember?
90 minutes, I think. But it's a game to 15, so it might not even get that far.
Oh, and that is a very rare pressured throw to the ground. That's probably that blade of grass I was referring to earlier. And GRUT now with a chance to score an upwind point, which they haven't, I don't think they've actually done before. If they have, it's been only once.
And that is their first upwind point. It was an absolutely huge moment. I wanted to just get your natural reaction to it, Lola Dam, coming up with the goods.
I was like, did this? Yes, that was beautifully done and actually made that look super easy there. Plenty of options in the end zone.
And just striking so quickly, hitting them so they can't set it up. Because you can kind of set up when they're going upwind, so you don't have to bite on the deep shots quite as much. But with quick movement, all of a sudden, that little extra space you've given them get punished by completely if they can get the 2-3 throws up to generate the progress rather than having to go for one big throw for it. So they wind up being able to exploit that space. Just lightning quick offense from GRUT. Composed. They know exactly what they're doing.
That's
That
right.
was Mark
They got more composure than Beethoven there. Do you like that one? That's new. I'm bringing it in.
I did.
Patent pending. No one else use it.
No one else will
Apologies. Oh. And this is where we start to see a little bit of starting to some cracks appearing in the otherwise impenetrable facade.
A couple of small cracks did start to appear.
The young
And this
guns.
was GRUT's championship caliber coming back into it and just saying, all right, now we have to really put the pressure on. We have to start exerting our influence in this game. If they make any mistakes, we have to capitalize on them straight away.
That's right. So, discussion possibly happening there about whether it was a strip or not on that day. But the disdeemed who have been clear D instead and right on the front of the end zone. Oh, and a good contest there. Give SALASPILS a chance to get it out of their defensive end zone. And just to confirm, it is the second line, that's the front line of the end zone there. You can see the cone right on the corner. And yet another turn. I remember this. I feel like I'm a very old person with a lot of memory lane happening here, but I do remember this passage where it was just turnover. You're like, will someone just get the goal? And GRUT delivering just on my cue. Thank you very much in the past for that. Possibly bringing the score to 9-10, but to be honest, I can't remember what the score was a moment ago. Oh, there we go.
It was 10-8, but at half it was 8-5, and that's the big one, because if you get the upwind break, you cash it in for the downwind, pretty much guaranteed. So when SALASPILS came out, and got the opening score going downwind to make it 9-5. They were basically 2 breaks up, and they were looking very strong. But this is where GRUT really stepped up, started putting it back into them, hit the downwind, turned around, got their first upwind of the game, which was a big, big moment, and this was them cashing it in. So this is where we're like, all right, SALASPILS, they've closed the gap. You still have upwind. You still have all of the momentum, well, not the momentum, but you have the advantageous position. Can you just calm down and play the rest of this game out? Or is the moment going to get to you, and are you going to overthink it a little bit, let the adrenaline kick in, overshoot some throws? It was a real interesting part of the game. And seeing as you don't remember which way it goes, which way do you think it's going to go?
I think the GRUT win because they've had more experience. But I kind of want SALASPILS just to be like crazy and go for it. But I really can't remember.
Like, I think it was it Movie Disc one year in the mixed division? Wound up going all the way out of like nowhere.
I cannot remember, but
that was kind of the magic of Windmill, when a team would just make a surprise run and go out there and really announce themselves.
It's Windmill. It's just fun, but it's also a high level competition. But there's not the pressure there of representing your country, or you can play with your mates
without as much pressure. But that's the thing. The pressure really kicks in these final moments of it if you have made it to the upper echelons of the tournament. And quite a spicy throw.
Good save there to keep that disc alive.
Willem wants to hear our way too early, way too speculative predictions for the Euros. Even though we haven't seen any team, unless you're talking about football.
Yeah, does he mean?
Oh, like no, it's good. Yes, excellent. It's ultimate. Okay, so prediction can't be get cancelled. If it goes ahead, and as we see the huge hammer from Orlovsky
are we just predicting whether it goes or who's going to win?
No. We got to predict who's going to win. I love this question, for the record.
Is it like
Italy in the men?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Ireland in the women.
I think Italy in the women will either be first or second.
I think
they
Italy will make the semi-finals. I think Germany are probably the biggest threat to Ireland right now. I think you shouldn't look past France. We don't know who's well, I suppose that's right, actually. With this much time, surely Netherlands are going to be... Well, they're going to play mixed. How would we know?
Yeah, are they going to do mixed? Yeah, that's what I was trying to work out.
I would think Latvia might go mixed.
Oh, if they do, I think they could do really well.
They could be fantastic.
Based on this form from 2018.
But that's the thing. It's about the connections you have when you haven't been able to train properly for ages. And it's about how well you know each other beforehand. Even if you only have a few months to train as a national team, you're not going to get to know each other that well. If you're coming from somewhere like Latvia, you're probably not going to have enough people, as we see a huge, unbelievable blade to the end zone, upwind, and absolutely taken out of the sky. By who else? But Flora.
Oh, but your friend and mine.
Just unbelievable play by GRUT. And this is where they really started getting to the ascendancy, fight their way back into the game. We love you, Mike.
Oh, Mikey. The forefather?
EUCF, even more early and speculative. Okay. For the clubs, I really don't. I know I can't say it's going to get cancelled, but it totally is. So.
Oh, I'm pretty much.
No one from the UK is going to be able to go anywhere.
Yeah.
So. I mean, you could probably just cheat and say Bologna, right, Elle?
I'm going to say
Italy
Bologna.
in the men's, Bologna.
Out of doubt. Especially if Clapham aren't going.
Yeah. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. The Swiss are just having a tournament today. I think Free Speed beat Solbang. I think that happened earlier today.
Okay.
So, Swiss is having a few things happening. Italy's been doing a few things. And some other place that I can't remember was also doing was it France was doing those training days or something like that Record
I
was
have no
going
idea.
to, and John Kofi. Am I the only one that keeps up to date with the European ultimate scene? Come on, guys.
Well, I certainly don't do it as much as you do. Clearly.
I got nothing else to do here because I can't go over there. So all my travel time's taken up actually just picturing what I would be doing if I was able to come over to Europe.
Fair. Just looking longingly at us. I should probably feel similarly because I'm kind of trapped over here on this silly little island as well.
What, the UK or the other one?
UK. The UK is where I'm at now.
To be sure.
So if France are coming back, do you reckon Yaka would have a chance?
Well, I think they were trying to organise some. I think it was Moby. That's who it was. Thank you. It was the training camps. The Disc In. That's the one I was thinking of because I know Cusp was doing their academy, and it was the Disc In training camp that they were talking about, and I think getting representatives from a few different European countries to come together in July.
Oh, that's very cool.
ULTI.TV. ULTI. Do we say the dot?
Yes.
ULTI.TV. Thank you.
Yeah.
Will be there. Is planning to be there. No, I don't say
brilliant. It's always great to see Will after he's been off around the world. As is spreading out to learn. Wasn't it? Oh, no.
GRUT trying to take the lead.
She's so good at that. It's almost impossible to stop the give go if Dan gets going. And like Jared is brilliant at it, but like so's Fleur, so's Anne Menard, so's Jan. They're all great at it, but Lola Dam's speed just keeps her so far ahead of the pack. Once she gets that give go going, you're just in trouble. So ULTI.TV supporting European Ultimate, not just with great games and great coverage, but also these live events we're going to help try and promote across the country or across the continent even. If France are back and Italy are back, then I would say Yaka are in with a good shout. I don't really know much about what would be going on in Germany then, do you? Or Russia?
Russia, I don't know much. Germany, I don't know too much about that. I don't think they'd been able to do much last time I checked, but I'm not sure. I know Czech Republic's been doing a few things and starting to get a bit more now summer's there.
Yeah.
You guys has been starting to do a few more things. And so we see now GRUT with the lead. 1 point has now had a huge comeback, got themselves not only into the game but back in control.
This was big turning point. They'd scored the downwind, cashed it in, and they were back in the. Oh, Milan does not like the dot. Well, I like the dot, so whatever. Milan's behind the camera. Get in front of the camera. But this was the part where SALASPILS were now back where they'd started, and GRUT were on serve with the wind at their backs to win the game. And it was a big question. Are you going to be able to break them again? After breaking them twice upwind in the first half, do you have another second half break, or are you going to be losing it?
That's right. Do you have the legs for it? As we see, you'll see again, he does have the legs for it. Massive cut all the way down the field. No doubt in his mind that he was going to be receiving that disc. Scores back to level. We've got the old Galaxy point. It's been a while between drinks for me to say that. And we see here, also mentioning Poland has a few things coming up as well on their ultimate
really?
scene.
Okay, so Troubles, because they were always quite good and in and around. If you're saying Switzerland's back, then also Fab used to be great, but kind of fallen off a bit.
Yeah,
I might go with a spicy Troubles call.
Oh.
If Poland are back. I mean, you really should just pick Yaka, though, shouldn't you? I know he's senior training, in fairness to him.
No, but who knows? It's. I think it's going to take us a few years to for the teams that we expect to do. I think some may vary a bit. There's live coverage from Poland, not from. I'm not sure.
Everyone is back apparently. I'm gonna go
Everyone's
I'm gonna go Lafada
Here we
are
go.
gonna win
Yep.
the men's. I'm gonna say
Really?
Yaka for the women's. I'm gonna say
Mhm.
SALASPILS just as a wild card for the mix.
Ooh.
Because
I
I
do
don't
like
think they'd
the
be able to
wild
get enough people for an open and women's team, which they might prefer to do.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think they combine for mix. Unless maybe... Yeah, I'd say so. Because I'm also trying to take into account any of the players, or the teams who are really good, like Hashlik or Erdberg were really good, but they weren't as young as some of the other teams. Now with another 2 years on top of that, and you're trying to get back to fitness, and you've had a real life, might have taken you away. So I'm trying to think what were the young up-and-coming teams. Oh, Ula? What was that? Wolf? There was a few teams that really impressed me at the last Euros I was at. They were quite on the young side.
Which one were you at Hungary?
No, I wasn't at Hungary.
What was the other one?
I was thinking about the
Can't remember
UCF
what it was.
2019.
Yeah. Let's see, now SALASPILS with the disc again, going upwind.
And this
Against
was them
that
looking
wind.
for that break. This was the moment where they were trying to fight their way back into the game. Can they get control of it again? Big questions. Require big answers.
That's right, no options downfield, and then huge pressure from GRUT there, forcing
Lots
that
of pressure
turn.
on Kiliskova. There's Lauko. Like I said, that foundation of their offense. And so many. I know he used to play primarily D-line, but even in this game, he's already moved over to O-line as well. It's boom.
Feathers there on the disc, getting those arms
Very
moving.
active.
Again, a lot of pick action, a lot of
Yeah,
big contest
it
there.
did really seep in at this part of the game.
It was, everyone wanted a piece of it, and no one wanted to give any ground. And it was, and so the dance continued.
I still can't stop chewing over this this UCF. But, oh.
Like you Palmer saying good night there.
He's boom. Van der Wieden.
Nice.
Big blade all the way
Nice, big
across. Oh, pops down
Oh,
though. In that kind of wind, risky. And there's a timeout. For that timeout, because I know Milan has also dipped away, I'm going to dip away for just a quick minute as well, because I need to...
oh, that's all right. I'll just keep everyone covered here. Is Boom his real name? I don't know. That's a good question, though. From Willem there.
Oh, it is. It is.
It is. There you go. Thank you to my beautiful co-host Lorcan, who hopefully has taken his microphone off and muted himself. We don't need one of those loaded weapon incidences. And we see now GRUT taking full advantage of that pressure and do their big grab, keep that disc in play, and now there's some fun facts there about boom, meaning tree in Dutch. There you go. You learn something new every day, and Ultimate, of course, being such an international sport, learning so many things about different languages, different cultures, as well as just meeting some awesome people, as is part of this Windmill tournament each year, and as is part of the ULTI.TV crew. I don't stay up after one for many things these days. I am getting a bit long in the tooth. A good book, but also some Ultimate will keep me up and running from the seated position. There's my disc wall in the background there. Beautiful selection from all my tournaments that I've been to and volunteered at, worked at. This is a pretty cool one here. I am wearing my pajamas, so apologies as I stand up, you see them. This was a tournament that I helped organise. Under 18s. Sick logo there from BC, Adriana. Big shout out. She also got me some kid-sized jerseys for my little nieces. And we go back in. SALASPILS after that time out. Working at desk, GRUT, really hoping for some Callahan action here. The crowd always love a bit of Callahan action. And they're working it across, desperate to get it out of that end zone. And I'm about to cough, apologies, viewers. Oh, and there's the turn they did not want to do. And we can see it here happening yet again. The pressure was on. Working it now again. SALASPILS big huck there into space. We did lose a point there, apologies. That's why SALASPILS didn't have the disc and we're heading down there. And the scores are GRUT with the advantage there. They took advantage there in that end, I believe. And again, another turn now with GRUT working up.
Yeah, much like that,
against
like
the
a toddler in the undercurrent, that last point got lost in the stream. But
and Lorcan is silently there. You can't, you can hear him, but you can't see him. It's the other thing.
it's that other one, yeah, the other one.
I'm like, he's not silent at all. Never to be silent, Lorcan. And why should he be with a voice like that and such great things to say?
Elle, you do me too much credit, and honestly, it'll be at the detriment of the people I live with, because I'll go back and I'll have a big old head and I'll be like, look, my voice is great and everybody wants to listen to me all the time. That's what I've always saying to everyone. And you're always telling me I should shut up and stop talking so much.
No,
But
surely
I
not.
appreciate it. As we see the calls continue, the wind and the play getting chippy. That one did come awfully close to the ground, and it was a big, big potential moment.
That's right. And
do you think that was a catch by the one and only Benjamin
into the ground with his hand? If I just look at that replay yet again,
that's what he does. But does he have control when he does it? Like,
well, he
if he pushes it into the ground, right? And I think it touched the ground before he got enough of his hand.
I think he deep that. So big discussion happening there. That shout out.
That
to
is
the
great
land
camera work from Milan, capturing all the action.
It was. Next thing, you'll be putting a GoPro on the disc just to get the disc's perspective of life. Don't rule it out, I say. That's probably going to happen.
Also, just to go back to Willem, there's lots of stupid things that become names in different languages. Like, drink water is a name in English, which I think is pretty ridiculous.
What?
It's just in response to the comment. Tree isn't a common name.
No.
But
okay, so I see what you're saying now.
There was the lady Anne Tree, who's a British philanthropist, and she died a little while ago.
Did you just go and Google tree facts while you went to the toilet?
Maybe I did.
Classic. And a pick down the screen, downfield yet again. This one-on-one contest, super tight.
But you can
no
see
space
what
on the
GRUT
field.
do to try and free themselves up and give a bit more space. They just basically create a huge under and say, this is where we're going to have to beat your person. Almost like it's a box drill in training. The deep shots aren't going to really be bitten on or be super viable, and even if they do go up, they're going to float, so you have time to recover. We're basically going to give you a big open box right in front of the handler, and you go get free.
You go.
And then they do trust the brakes on either side, but not to go too far. Excellent point by Milan. Wood is a very common name.
Yeah. Wouldn't you know it?
That's that classic Australian humour. It's from down under,
I think
but it
that's
certainly picks me up.
That's just me. Thank you. I think that's just more me than anyone else. Not great jokes. Oh, nice movement there. Trying to get that space. Someone lurking in that end zone, running from side to side. Oh, and there she is. He's made that space, running from completely across the other corner. Get that disc. This could be the game point. I'm not too sure about the time situation here.
That was absolutely test, but there's Giannis, my man, looking a little dejected.
That could well be there. I think we missed that point, which was the other one, but I think that is now their second or third upwind point for GRUT. They haven't had many, but they've had them when they've needed them.
That's it. In this half, I think that was actually their fourth one, because they were 8-5 down and they needed 2 to get it, to tie it back up at 9s, I think. or maybe they didn't tie back up till 10th, and then they needed another one.
Yeah, it was at 10th.
That, I think, was their 4th, which at that point is like crap. Because up to that point, SALASPILS were like, look, they're back on serve. This is how we started the game. We need a break, we win, basically. But now SALASPILS were like, now we're in a hole. And for the first time in the game, we're actually properly down. 13-11 is a huge deal, and we've got to go upwind straight away to try and get back at them for it. So,
that's right.
Very tough position. And it just shows GRUT's experience that they were able to keep grinding through this game, recover the way they did, and just have the kind of second half they did, exert pressure that made SALASPILS feel as uncomfortable as they did. You have to imagine playing at home came into it a little bit.
Oh, there you go. So the other cameraman is from the Dutch Youth News Network.
Following GRUT's story.
That's right. I do remember there was a film crew there that came down to do an interview and things, and I think they also spoke to some of the Windmill crew as well as part of that story, boosting the national representation there for GRUT. Because this would have been, is this the Cincinnati year? And did they go to Cincinnati?
And also, they did. I
think
actually went following them every
well.
day of that tournament and writing a little thing on them about them.
Just following them.
Just following them everywhere, yes.
Yeah.
Creepy. Yeah, you know, I was very enamored with them. But I did get a real inside look into the team and how it works and how they approach such a challenge. That I remember they were in the opening game of that tournament, going up against Wild Card. I think it was a Philadelphia mixed team. It might not have been Wild Card, but no, is he the no?
I didn't have too much time to move around because I was with the ULTI.TV crew, covering almost every single game, every single day at Cincinnati. Lots of good times.
It was a fantastic week, as we see SALASPILS not going down without a fight and just working their asses off. Remembering who they are, throwing a bit of spicy upwind hammer. You love to see it. The big time shot on the hut.
Oh, no. Oh, it just blazes away downfield there, just to that one-on-one contest where no one was in a good position or able to get space.
It was a tough one. It was an impressive throw all the same, but just slightly misread. The wind pops it up, and you can see the disappointment.
Potentially a little finger there on the disc, just making sure it went out of reach there.
So Atez immediately launched it all the way down there, but well D'd up.
Oh, great read of the disc. I believe so.
He's been putting in a shift. SALASPILS
not able to set anything up here, really. There's just trying to move it so quickly, but GRUT's just there, so it's really stopping their ability to create the space that they need. Because again, pick's called.
Well, I think GRUT recognised like this is the moment you can really just put this game past them at this point. But if they were to get the break here, upwind, or well, it was technically an offensive point, but it's really the wind break. That's all that matters in these kinds of situations. If they were to get it at this point, it would be the wrong kind of motivation you want a team you're trying to beat to have. Liga Natinya with the disc. Unfortunately there, though, the pressure was a bit too much.
That's right. We're approaching the 90-minute mark on the time clock.
That is to damn. And like, you feel for them, you do. I absolutely understand the emotion that is just coming out. I think that was a Vlasma Kublika there who was just on camera. It's like, are you serious? You're just going to put that over my head? And, come on. Feck off. Which I feel it.
So, almost time to the time clock here.
We are coming towards the end of the broadcast, and I do want to just once again plug everything as we just another look. Yeah, that's Lasma on Dam. You're asking so much. You had to try and shut down Dam, and then a load of other points you say are unclear. This is just rough. But as I was going to say, ULTI.TV. The game now is coming to a close, but the digital Windmill Weekend Extravaganza goes on. So you can help grow Ultimate through promoting or through supporting us here at ULTI.TV. Become a member, You get plenty of stuff for it, as well as access to all this great coverage and helping to promote the growth of the sport. You will also tonight, so you don't even have to wait for those far long view kind of things. What do I get today, Lorcan? Well, I'll tell you exactly what you get today as we start this point.
I was too busy watching the game.
The game show, you get prizes at the game show only for members, and there will be a big old party exclusive with the DJ Tom Styles bringing the beats as Gusar is there, the disc in the middle of the pitch, gives it to Orlovsky, swings it out.
That's right.
SALASPILS
You feel like this is their last pitch effort, but they just a bit of a Hail Mary there, but hello, Mary. As they work it in.
No, they're still on the line.
Over the line.
Back to Gusars.
Oh, nice use of getting into space there. Bringing it back to 14-12.
But this is the real problem and why that fourth break was so crucial. Because it goes from, we just got to get it upwind the once, to now you're like, okay, they score one more time, they win. And we have to break them upwind twice, which is just such a huge ask.
That's right. So subscribing to ULTI.TV and you get ultimate coverage live for free. Just repeat that, Lorcan. How is that coverage?
It's live and it's fantastic.
Unlike this, because the vintage edition, we'll call it, from 2018, one of the best games of the Windmill season that was in 2018, the mixed final, SALASPILS versus GRUT. A bit of a nail biter, two young, strong teams battling it out. And I heard those commentators that did it originally were awesome as well.
I heard they were all right. Like that's why they brought us in to redo it. It left a lot to be desired, you know.
Yeah.
It was an uneven performance.
So
now we've been brought in. Yeah, we're here. Lock it down.
Yeah. We thought those
big
two
time
amateurs...
shot. Ooh, ugly collision.
Yeah. Let me see now. Just waiting for the player to get up. And Lorcan will probably tell you who that is.
Oh, it was Walt Janssen. Walt Janssen taking a hit with Orlovsky's. I was just thinking, because I think it was the Worlds the year after this, that both Benjamin Urt and Arvid Orlovskis wound up playing on the Belgian team, the Belgian national team at that World. And that Belgian team wound up doing like crazy good for itself and really putting it up to people.
Where was that one? Where was that Worlds?
Oh, I can't remember. It might have been over in Canada.
Yeah, and I was like, and why was
it? The one where the German girls came, I think, fourth in the
end.
At the under-20 level. I think that was 2019.
Oh, and a big
jump, big catch.
Woo!
And like at that moment you're thinking, okay, they can keep working it. They can get down this pitch.
Might have been at Champs in 2019. There's the suggestion there from Milan behind the scenes. He also is questioning about whether we thought those other two commentators weren't that great 3 years ago, but it is us. We're just having a laugh at ourselves because obviously we've only improved with age and time.
Well, maybe our minds, not so much our bodies. You're right. It was, I think it was the 2018 World Junior Championships.
Did they have the World Junior Championships as well as Cincinnati? And do you mean the one in my town in Perth?
I'm not sure. I'll have to go back and think and remember what year that was. That definitely happened. That definitely happened.
Under 18s was in Perth in 2018, and we also had Cincinnati. Or was it under 24? No, it's under 24. Thank you.
Well, we'll think about it some other time. There was a time when on the Belgian team, Ben Ort didn't get to play because he was injured, and Orlovsky went over and they kicked some ass. And I'm almost certain the German under-19 team made it to the semi-finals because everyone was looking at the Dutch women, expecting them to go really far. Which I think we also were as well. Maybe that was Perth.
Little bit of a pat in the back, doing so well. As we see here, call's been made, and based on that footage, I would say it wouldn't be contested at all, but I'm still waiting. As we see here, two players talking about whether they were continuing to momentum, whether he blocked his path and access to the disc. And we'll see that again in this replay. Beautiful big pass to 2-on-2. But he just stops a little short there.
It was a rough one.
Yeah. It looked a bit like the GRUT player pulled up short. And his player then had really no choice but to run into the back of him. It's a classic traffic.
That's positioning. That's gaining position. Also, actually, because it would probably hurt his feelings and also do him a little bit of a discredit, so I didn't get out earlier. Digzis Mulderis is the one there in that conversation, number 97. He is in that same kind of class as Orlovsky, young up-and-coming Latvian player. He's got that same big old ego-driven confidence that can be so powerful. And when you see the two of them play together, it's incredibly impressive. Not quite as dominant as Orlovsky, but still is that rival to him, constantly trying to outperform him. You can see the way it's driven them both to be really exceptional young players. I'm very excited to see where they're at once we get back. I'm going to stop talking about that Belgian team, but it was at the 2018 World Junior Ultimate Championships in Canada. As you see the final score, a huge shot all the way down, comfortably and well collected.
Well done, GRUT.
Well done, GRUT. I think that was what Janssen
I remember the feels. I remember the feels now. But a great effort from SALASPILS there, and GRUT just showing all the class as we enjoyed this, hopefully, live coverage of the memory lane of 2018 of Windmill on what would be normally the Windmill weekend. And a reminder that you can subscribe to ULTI.TV for more live ultimate of huge weekend or evening as it is now, because we've already had yesterday's shenanigans with the after party game show. I think, Lorcan, are you competing in that?
I believe I am, but it'll need to be explained to me because I don't really know what's going on as we look at the final shots of that fantastic game. We look forward to seeing you all at the real Windmill next year. We look forward to seeing you at the game show later on tonight, as well as the party with DJ Tom Styles. I'm playing against the commenters. Brilliant, Willem, you should be there for that. And it's been fantastic to have you, Elle. Thank you so much for staying up and being here with us. It's like 2 in the morning now where you are in the end of the earth.
It's 1:35, but probably by the time I actually get to bed, it'll be about 2, yeah. There's no worries. Thank you so much for the opportunity, ULTI.TV. And of course, my partner in crime, it's been too long.
It has been far too long. It was great to go down memory lane with you, Elle. So I will see you at some point in the future. I'll see everybody else here back for the game show later on today. Subscribe to ULTI.TV. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries. Peace out.